What would be my domain for that? Parentheses, what? -4 to -2 union to 4. Very good with brackets around. There's a break in between there. There's a break. Very good. Now let's look at range. What would it be? Bracket -3 to 0. Bracket union what? 1 to parentheses. Very good. Here you go. That's what it would be. Okay. Now B part says find the values of g of -4. What would be g of -4?
We don't have one.
So how would you put that? Undefined. G of -4 is an open dot. It's undefined. G of -1. Come on, guys. -1. Thank you. G of 3. G of 3 would be -1. It goes through, even though there's not a dot there, but that line's going through there, isn't it? Now, let's see how we would handle this one. G of 0 plus 2 times G of 2. Wouldn't you find G of 2 and then multiply it by what? 2. So G of 2 is what? -2. -2 times 2 is -4. G of 0 is? So -2 plus -4 will give you a value of what? You got something like that tomorrow. That's why I want to make sure. But you have enough sense, you know if that's there, that means you're going to multiply it by that value, don't you? Oh, we're good on that. All right. All right, let's look at our homework. We're running behind time today, so let's look at our homework. So your first homework came off that page 69, number 14, 15, and 16. I'm going to put 14, 15, 16 up here for you to check right now. You can talk with your neighbor to make sure you understand. Alright, so 14 asked you for f of g of x first. X is closest to g, so you can plug that in, then plug in f, and you get x squared plus 5x plus 7. What's your domain for that? What's your domain? Our real numbers. Okay. X is closest to what? F, you're going to plug it in. I get 1 plus x. Then plug in a g. You got to do some fooling here, don't you? So you get x squared plus 7x plus 12. I love 15, 16. 15 is x. 16 is 1 over x squared minus 3. You just had to find f of g. Now tomorrow, if I give you this and ask you to tell me the domain of that, what's the only number in the universe can't go in that? So how would you write that? From negative infinity to what? 4 union. 4 to what? 4 to infinity, isn't it? What goes around 4? Parentheses. You remember we had tests on that. You cannot forget that. I put some more of those questions on there. Like I asked you straight up, what's the domain? If I ask you this, how do you set that up? You set it greater than or what? Equal to 0. So it would be bracket 6 to infinity, wouldn't it? Yes.
Why on number 14 for g of f of x, why is there a negative in front of 1 plus x squared?
That's not. That's the equals.
Okay. Then wouldn't... I get 13 plus 13, so plus 12.
I bet you when you said 1 times 1, you put 2, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yep. That's right. Are there any other questions on the homework? All right. Now, let's look at our inverse homework. On number 1, state if the given functions are inverses. Yes or no, class? No. Number 2?
Yes.
Number 3?
No.
Do I need to work any of those? Are you sure? What page is that, guys? 77. Page 77. So, Luke, you said number 1, buddy? Oh, no, who said 1? You said 1, okay. All right, here we go. Let's look at 1. Number 1, we have f of x equals 1/2 x minus 1, and g of x equals negative x plus 2. Okay, so we're going to do f of g first. G of x equals negative x plus 2. Now I'm going to plug that into f. I will be here in 0 period tomorrow, so if you want to come in here and work any of these, I will work them with you. 1/2 times negative x is negative 1/2 x plus 1 minus 1. Well, I can see right there that's not going to give me just x. It gave me negative 1/2 x. So that's no, it's no. Okay. Yes. So if you get to 1 and it's already, you can just stop and say no. All right. Number 7. What is the inverse of x plus 5 over 2, guys? 2x minus 5. And make sure you write it with that inverse notation at the end, okay? So Mister, what if I forget and leave it y on the test? I'm not going to count it wrong. I'm not that mean. Number 8. What is the inverse of the cube root of x plus 1? X cubed minus 1. Very good. How about number 9? What is the inverse function of 6x plus 4? X minus 4 over 6. And number 10, what is the inverse of 3 over x plus 2? 3 minus what? 3 minus 2x over x. Did y'all get that? Wait, I might have did it wrong. What did y'all get? Okay, I probably did it wrong. Gotcha. Okay. Let's work that one. Let's work that one. Is everybody good working that one? Number 10. Y equals 3 over x plus 2. I'm going to swap x and y. Then I'm going to cross multiply. Can everybody see that? Alright, that gives me x times y plus 2 equals 3. xy plus 2x equals 3. I want to get y by itself. Well, I only got one y, so I'm going to start moving stuff over. So that's going to be 3 minus 2x. And then I'm going to divide both sides by what? Yeah, I was right. Y'all see that? Yes, hon. You talking about why we factor out x there?
Yeah, like why do we just divide by 6?
Now, did you get this right here? Did you get that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Because I can split that up, can I? The only reason you didn't have to factor there is because we're solving for y, and you want one y. Well, we already had one y, didn't we? You see what I'm saying? If you had two y's, that's when you have to factor. Because you're going to get y by itself. But I would accept either one of those. Because if I split this up, couldn't I get that right there? Let's do another one like that just to make sure. Let's say I had this right here. This is not in your homework. I'm just doing one. Y equals x plus 4 over x minus 5. Swap the position of the x and y. You do have one like this on the test tomorrow. You got an easy one, then one like this. You're going to cross multiply. Distribute. Now, you want to get y by itself, but you have two of them. So, will you need to factor here? That's a must, okay? So, I'm going to move this y over here and move that 5x to the other side. Now, what can I take out here? And then divide both sides by x minus 1. So I'm going to write it using my inverse function notation. Like that. You could have factored up here, but was it a necessity here? No. But if you did, that's fine. Okay. Are there any questions on your homework? Okay, and now I'm going to ask you this. If I give you a picture of a graph and table tomorrow, and say, okay, is this table 1 to 1? How do you check a table? You got to check your x values and check the what? And neither x nor y can repeat, can it? And if then I ask you to give me the inverse of the table, you just swap your x and y's around, don't you? How can you explain to me if a graph is 1 to 1? It passes the what test? Are we good? Okay, let's look at your homework. I'm going to shorten it because I meant for you to be able to work on it in here. Now, I'm taking this homework up, doing a homework check on this. So if I'm taking this up to do like check, I'm going to spot check 10 questions. I'm going to pick random 10 questions and check. Since I'm doing this tomorrow for this study guide, will we have a homework check on Friday? No. All right. Let's take number 2 off. You do 1, 5, and 6. Circle them. 1, 5, and 6. Yeah, well, no, I'm going to go through them all, buddy. 1, 5, just circle. 1, 5, 6, 7, 9, 11. Now, I'm only giving you a 2-piece, piecewise for homework, but you know that a 3-piece will be on there, don't you? 13, 15, 17, 19. Hold on, let's not do 19. Let's just do 21. 21, 23, 27, 29. You will turn that. Does that mean you don't need to study other notes? Whatever you need to study. Anything I went over could be on that test, okay? But that is what I'm taking up for a correctness grade this week. Are there any question what your test is on tomorrow? Somebody has a question? No, good, okay. Now you have 4 minutes. You can do some right now. If you need some graph paper, grab you some graph paper down here. Oh, and before the next unit 3 we're about to start, you need some graph paper. Because I don't hand out graphs. Now I'm going to have graph paper here, but if we run out, we're running out. You're going to have to draw you some graphs. So be looking for some graph paper, please.